Hey there, everybody. Happy Sunday. First Alert Meteorologist Keith Gibson here. I hope you've had a great weekend. We've had some really warm stuff here of late, and we will have more warm weather going into our work week, too. And in general, we are going to stay at or above average, I think, for a good chunk of the rest of this month of October and probably into the first part of November as well. Let's get into your discussion here. It was warm today. It was extremely warm, and these are the highs of record. 81 in Green Bay and Appleton, 82 in Wapaka, 81 in Watoma, 80 in Nakano and Manitowoc, 82 in Sheboygan, well into the 70s across the North Woods and most of Door County too. The cold spot, if you can call it that, Escanaba, Michigan at 69. So extremely warm today. And the 81 in Green Bay tied the old record set back in 1953. The 81 in Appleton broke the old record of 80. That was set back in 1947. That was a very warm year. So a couple of record highs here in northeastern Wisconsin today. Let's talk about your Monday. Keep those shorts and t-shirts ready to go. It is going to be very summer-like again for tomorrow. We will likely be flirting with some records in Green Bay and Appleton once again. So anywhere from the mid-70s to the low 80s for the second day in a row here in northeastern Wisconsin. How long is this going to last? Well, the odds of 80 degrees this late in the year are very, very low. It's not unprecedented, but we're getting to that point in time during the month of October and the season where we should not have 80-degree temperatures. And as a matter of fact, the latest 80-degree temperature was 81 in Green Bay. That was 10/23, 1899. 10/23, 1963 in Appleton, 10/31, Halloween, 1950 in Oshkosh, and November 1st, 1933 in Fond du Lac. So, you know what? We should not be having any more 80s after tomorrow, in theory. The way this year's been going and the way it's so dry, when it's super dry and it warms up, we can exceed expectations on those warmer days. So, our drought is really causing temperatures to be a little bit warmer than where we would expect this time of year. So again, tomorrow we will likely start out in the 50s and end up somewhere in the mid-70s to low 80s with a little bit of a breeze. Fire danger is going to remain high here. I do want to show you some stats, just crunching some numbers here. The time period from September 1st through October 31st. Now, I know we still have some time left in this month of October, but as of right now, as of today, you average all the temperatures out in Green Bay. This is the warmest such September and October on record. We'll see what happens for the end of the month, but we are number one as far as warmth in this 2-month period, and we are the third driest period in Green Bay from September through October, at least through now. So it's been dry, it's been warm. No major changes foreseen as far as that is concerned. We will have a couple of opportunities for some rain between now and the end of the month. It's not going to be exceptional moisture. The drought is going to continue to deepen, worsen, expand, and fire danger is going to remain in place as well. Speaking of that, we did have a wildfire that broke out today. This is in a marshy area around the Utica area down in southwestern Winnebago County. And this has produced a smoke plume, and it was able to be smelled in the Oshkosh area. We caught the smoke plume all the way up into our Appleton Skycam view. This is still being tended to this evening, but again, we want to make sure you are aware that we don't want to have any open flames. We don't want to have any more fires around here anytime soon, just because of the dangerous burning conditions that we've had in place and will continue to have. Now, tomorrow, fire danger is still going to be elevated. Humidity will be low. It will be breezy at times. Will be warm, as we've talked about. And as a whole, the entire region is super, super dry. So just be extra, extra careful. Fire danger as of right now, high to very high across all of our area, and most of the state, as a matter of fact. So it is really, really dry. So just be extra careful. We keep harping on the fire danger, and until we get sizable rain or sizable snowpack, we will have fire danger and drought. And like I said, we don't really anticipate any major changes going forward anytime soon. Now, one thing you may want to check out this evening, there are some clouds passing through northeastern Wisconsin right now, but in general, we will have a pretty cloud-free night here. The peak of the Orionid meteor shower is tonight. This has been ongoing for the last couple of weeks, but it's peaking right now. So you may have seen some of these meteors streak across the sky over the last couple of nights, and you may see some after tonight, but this in theory should be the peak. One problem that we've had with viewing this shower this year is that the moon has been very bright on the eastern horizon, and the radiant of this meteor shower is Orion, which comes up out of the southeast during the course of the night, and that has been impacted. The viewing has been impacted because of the moon, but you may be able to see a couple of meteors streak across the sky tonight. Hope for the best here. It is generally fair, and that's the way it's going to be for the rest of the night. So let's zoom out. Here's the big picture here. So let me just show you what we have going on. There's an area of low pressure sitting and spinning out here in Colorado, and there's also a little dip in the jet stream out here near Seattle. These two features are going to combine and drag a cold front through here as we get into late Tuesday and Tuesday night. And we'll have a chance for a few showers, but don't get overly excited because it's not really going to produce a lot of significant moisture. So I just showed you those two features on the satellite. You can see these two features on our jet stream map right here. There's the area of low pressure, this little dip here, and this is going to combine and produce a little bit of a trough here in the Great Lakes region. This is Tuesday and the Wednesday, so it's going to be a little bit cooler midweek. We'll have a chance for some showers, but that's not going to last because it looks like the jet stream is going to lift back up into Canada, where it's been for quite some time, by the end of the month and early November, and keep the real cold stuff up here in Canada for the time being. So in theory, we should be in the 50s for highs. Lows should be in the 30s. Don't really expect a lot of that as a whole over the next week or two, but it will be briefly cooler midweek. Now, let's get into your discussion with Predictor. It's been mostly sunny of late. We do have a few clouds drifting through the region tonight. You can see them right there. And we will likely have a few more clouds here scattered about the Great Lakes region here on our Monday, but still winds from the southwest and a fair amount of sunshine. And dry conditions should allow those temperatures to climb into the 60s and 70s here. So let me go back into that here. So that was Monday. Let's go on into our Tuesday. Now, what's interesting here on Tuesday afternoon is that there could be a few showers in eastern Wisconsin. This would be because of that area of low pressure out in Colorado. The remnants of that will be coming to the northeast, being picked up by that trough out by Seattle right now that's going to drag this cold front through. That could also produce a few showers. You can see 3 o'clock Tuesday, maybe a few showers here, and a little band of showers back into Minnesota with the cold front. Now, don't get too excited. Like I said, this is not going to produce a lot of significant rainfall. By about midnight on Tuesday night here, there's the front, and the better rain chance is going to stay most likely to our north and northeast here. A lot of this is really going to be up in Canada. So this front is going to be another one of these moisture-starved systems coming on through. That's going to stir up the wind and give us a temperature change, but not really give us that beneficial moisture here. All right, great to see you, Nancy and Chad, here on the stream tonight. I hope you're having a good evening here. And if you have any questions here, just chime on into our little Facebook live stream, and I'll try to look at it here as we multitask through the discussion. So the cold front will move through. We'll start to have winds from the northwest going into our day Wednesday, and that will usher in the cooler air and temperatures back into the 50s. Will be a little bit blustery here again, but that's typical for this time of year. So rainfall, not a lot. Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday, this is the American GFS model, not really producing a lot of significant rainfall here. And the European model, I guess you could say, is a little bit more aggressive, quote unquote, with perhaps over 1/10 of an inch in some locations, especially across the north. But, you know, in general, don't expect a lot. Consider yourself very, very lucky if you happen to see more than 1/10 of an inch of rain between Tuesday and Wednesday with this system. Like I said, it's basically going to be more wind energy and a wind shift with the cold front coming through than a lot of sizable moisture. We may get some rain, but it's not going to be a drought buster or really anything that's going to eat away at the drought situation that we've had. So let's go and continue and see what's going to happen after that. We have a rain chance Tuesday and Wednesday. There's also a chance now that there's going to be another system that will be moving through on Thursday, late into Thursday night. Now, don't know the extent of this. This looks like it could be on the very light side as far as precip. This could be overdone on this map with predictor. Oftentimes, especially in these drought conditions, you get this initial signature that there's going to be some moisture, and then as you get closer and closer to the event, it gets less and less exciting. So I am not going to be excited about any sizable rainfall or moisture anytime soon, just with the weather pattern that's setting up. We'll see what happens in November. But yeah, there could be a little bit of rain around here later this week. That would be Thursday. I think we're dry Friday into our Saturday. So high school football this week, the playoffs start. Should be pretty good there, relatively mild. This is next Sunday. Hints that there could be another system passing through and another chance for a few showers here. But again, do not get excited about sizable moisture with any of this over the next week, and probably not the next 2 weeks. Just looking at data that goes out into early November does not look promising for anything significant as far as drought-busting rain anytime soon. And that is not good going into winter, because winter is typically going to feature a drier air mass and just overall not as much moisture compared to when the atmosphere is really juiced up in the summertime months. All right, so that's where we're headed. And right now it's 9 o'clock and it's still 70 degrees in Green Bay here at this hour. It is just unbelievably warm across the entire region here. So winds are going to ease a little bit tonight. We're going to take it down into the 50s, I think. So let's hope for the best here. Yeah, just saying, so dusty and dry. We need the rain so bad. I know it. It's just like we're a broken record. We haven't had anything for like 2+ months now of significance. So just try and deal with it if you can. It's rough right now. Can't buy a drop. 50s for lows tonight, we think, in most spots here. Still mild now, but we should eventually cool down into the 50s in most spots. The average low is 38, so 15 to 20 degrees above where we should be tonight, which means it's going to be very warm tomorrow. About 75 to 80 degrees as a whole, plus or minus. Another very warm day. Waves should be building a little bit more going into Tuesday if you want to take the boat out. I know it's late in the season, but still some pretty good boating weather if it's not too choppy out there. So let's go ahead and go through our 7-day here day by day. And I'm just going to pop this up full here. And where is that? There it is. Okay. So tomorrow, very warm, 80 degrees. Let's go ahead and check out the old records for tomorrow. You may be wondering, are we going to do another record in Green Bay or Appleton? The old record for tomorrow is 82 in both cities, set back in 1953. Oshkosh, 88. That is not going to happen. Fond du Lac, 85. Unlikely. Manitowoc, Sturgeon Bay, upper 70s. Can't rule that out. That's a possibility. So we will be flirting with records tomorrow. Whether or not we tie or break them on Monday afternoon, still in doubt. But when we're talking records in late October, it's a big deal because it's usually doesn't get this warm this time of year. 73 on Tuesday. Can't rule out a few showers in the afternoon, and also Tuesday night and Wednesday with this cold front that will be moving through. But we're expecting temperatures only in the 50s on Wednesday, mid-50s in general. Depending on how the cloud cover goes, it could be only in the upper 40s to low 50s in the North Woods here. Just not looking promising for a lot of moisture with this front, but temperatures will be going down to where we should be at least for a day or two. This would be your Wednesday. Now, Thursday, we stay in the 50s, I think, for the most part. I'm drawing your attention to that low Thursday morning. I've got 33 in Green Bay, which means some of you will be much, much colder than that. So this is Thursday morning. This would be the coldest night, I think, that's going to happen over the next 7 days. And we'll take it down to around freezing in the Fox Valley, close to freezing, or at least the mid-30s near the lakeshore, and well down into the 20s below freezing back to the northwest of the Fox Valley. So this is likely going to be another very, very, very chilly start to your day Thursday, but a rarity considering how warm it's been so far this year. this season. And then we're back to 64 on Friday. High school football playoffs should be really, really good in the evening. Don't expect too many problems here. And as a side note, we have had some phenomenal weather for high school football the entire season. I don't remember much in the way of rain or storms or anything problematic. I know we probably had a chilly night at the start of the season, but we really haven't had a lot of impactful weather for high school football this year. And that is likely going to continue for the first night of the playoffs. Around 60 Saturday, 60 on Sunday. Overnight lows will moderate just a little bit. So that's the very latest and greatest here as far as the next 7 days. Just real quick, before we wrap up the discussion here, I do want to show you, this is what at one point was, and I think could still be Hurricane Oscar. Let me see real quick. It was making landfall in eastern Cuba today. And this thing kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah, it's still minimal hurricane, sustained wind at 75 miles per hour. Yesterday we had Tropical Storm Nadine come in towards Belize, but this is going to be not an issue for the United States. This one's going to curl, oddly enough, back out to the Atlantic and not pose any concerns for the lower 48. So that's certainly good news. We don't need any more hurricanes or tropical trouble down in the southeast. And one last thing before I let you go, I want to show you, since we keep talking about the warmth factor around here, this is the latest outlook. Again, I sound like a broken record. This is the latest outlook for the end of the month, October 28th through November 3rd. And this just shows continued warmth across the eastern two-thirds of the country, below average back to the west. And the bullseye of the warmth is right here in the Great Lakes, and this would take us through Halloween. And I know we can get some Halloween snow and blizzards and cold weather and that kind of stuff right around trick-or-treat season. Right now it looks like it's going to be on the warmer side. Depending on how the storm track sets up, there could be a cold front coming through the day before or around or during Halloween that could spark some rain. At this point, it does not look like we will have any snow to deal with for the Ghosts and Goblins this year. But as we get into early November, things could be a little bit more active at least. But until that storm track shifts down a little bit more into the northern U.S., we just are not expecting a lot of significant precipitation that could really alleviate the drought. So that is going to be the ongoing theme for the next couple of weeks at least. Drought worsening, fire danger persisting, and we'll just watch these little waves as they come on through that tend to be moisture starved, but at least there's a small chance for a little bit of precip here as we go throughout the week ahead, but doesn't look like a lot. So let's hope for the best, assume the worst until proven otherwise right now, and just be extra careful with that fire danger. It is really elevated and will continue to be so until we can get rain or snow, which again does not look promising. So that's the latest and greatest on the Sunday. I hope you had a great weekend. Packers won. We had a great victory there, last second field goal, always good to see. And let's hope for the best as the Packers go down to Jacksonville, I believe, next Sunday. And then they host the Lions here in 2 weeks. So should be interesting in 2 weeks. The Lions beat the Vikings today, and a lot of good teams at NFC North this year. Really good division. So weather-wise, that's where we're headed, and we'll have you. We'll see on the late news tonight for the full forecast. But now you know the little ins and outs of the details here, and make it a great week here with whatever you have planned here in northeastern Wisconsin. So that's all I got for you tonight. Have a good rest of your Sunday, which is now about 3 hours left, and have a good start to your work week. We'll see you later.